So today we are going to create a CRUD operation in Java using JSP. Okay, so there we are going to use the concept of core Java. Okay, the database we are going to use, which is MySQL. And apart from that, we are going to use frontend as a JSP. So there you can perform multiple changes based on your requirement. Okay, so this is the tool which we are going to use, that is Eclipse. So now I'm going to create a new project. We'll go to File, New, and then Dynamic Web Project. If you'll not got this option, so what you can do, you can click on this option, that is perspective. Once you will click on that, so you will find that these perspective are supported by your Eclipse IDE. So there you need to go with Java EE, which is default. Now once I'll open, so I'll find that option, that is File, New, and then Dynamic Web Project. So project name is CRUD operation. All right. Now this is the structure. There I'll have the hierarchy. First is main. Inside this main, I'll have all the Java related file if I'll have. Second is a web application where I can put all the web app related development. Now I'm just going to create an index page. First of all, what should be our approach? See, we are just going with first index page. Second, we are going to forward the request to any dynamic file. Okay, any JSP or sublet based on your choice. And after that, we are going to call DB. So this is our operation. So first of all, I'm going to create a registration option. Okay, that user will going to register themselves. So to register, we require some text boxes. So let me create a new file, which is first file, that is index. This should be a HTML file. So I'm just going to type index.html. Okay. H2 register here. First, I require a username. Okay, and then input type equals to text, name equals to UN, and then let me go with this BR. Second is I'll go with password. This should be password, control space loaded. 1 second, P. All right. This should be again my password that is there. This should be PWD. Okay, see, this is a name, so you can go with any name. Now we'll have address. So in this case, I'll go with this option because address should be of type text. So ADD. Now we'll go with the mobile. So let me copy that. Mobile, zip, anything. So for example, zip codes, I'll just go with this zip. All right. Now this is our page, which we'll got from the, on the front end. Now, next what we required a button. But hold on, guys. We required a form tag to perform this operation. So form, control space, action. Now action, you are just redirecting this to reg.jsp. This should be my page. Right now, we don't have this page there, but we are going to create it. The closing tag we can cut and paste the last line. Okay. Now there you can provide the method, that which method you are supposed to use. So method which I'm going to use, that is post. Done. Now we require a button. Input type equals to submit. All right. And then value equals to register. Save now. Now we are going to create a JSP file, this file. Why we require this JSP file? Because when I'm going to run this page, let me run this. Right click, run on server. And one second, let me set up Windows web browser, internal web browser, so that we'll get our output on Eclipse itself, Apache 9.0, and then finish. Let me restart the server. All right. Now we'll get this out. Okay, the design and everything you can set up that with CSS file. So once I'll click on like username equals to test, password is 1234, address is XYZ, zip is 21234556. And once I'll click register, so I'll get 40, this one, because I don't have this page. So let me create that page, right click new, and then JSP file, that is reg.jsp. All right, guys. Now let me refresh this. And once I'll click register, so I'll get something, JSP. Okay, because JSP is there. If you give any message, hi from JSP. All right, now let me go back, register, so you'll get this message as well. It means now JSP file is working. All right, now the request is coming to this page, this reg.jsp. Okay, now we required a JSP tag. So these tags, these all are known as scriptlet tags. There, first of all, I required a string un request. This is the object of HTTP sublet request, control space. Okay, nothing comes as suggestion. It means I need to load the ZAR file. Okay, where is that ZAR file? How can you load the ZAR file? So either you can put your ZAR file inside this lib folder, just copy and paste, or you can put it inside the build path for sublet. So let me right click on my project. I'll have this option that is build path, and let me click on configure build path. Module path, add external ZAR. So I'll go to downloads, and there I'll find Apache. This I'm using. Inside this library, I'll have this sublet API. Okay, apply and close, control space. Now that is loaded. Get one. All right. Now next PWD. See, I'll go with the same name so that we'll not get confused. Again, ADD address, and last is zip. This is your choice if you want to insert that as integer. So you can typecast this to integer. Okay, I'll tell you what are the steps, like in this way. If you want to insert this, so integer zip equals to zip int equals to integer dot parse int, and there you can provide your string value, that is zip. Okay, now that will convert it to this zip. Now in this way that is converted to integer, but if you want to insert that as a string, so you can go in with this. Okay, so we don't require it. Let me put this in comment. All right, guys. Now we supposed to perform the database connectivity. So code is same, class dot core name. Class name. What is our class name? We are using MySQL 8. com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot 5 semicolon. Okay, if you are using this, so you also require an exception handler. So I'm just going with this try and then catch block. Catch can handle my exception and will inform me about my error. Let me print this on console system.out.println e. So I'll get, in case of any exception, that exception will be printed on this console. All right, looks fine. At this point of time, we'll have a exception. What is that exception? That exception is that I don't have this drive. Because if things works fine, so what we'll get, let me copy and print this. Fine, save. Okay, now I'll go back, refresh. Okay, password is anything, register. All right, so I'll get this exception, com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver, because things are not fine. Why? Because we had not inserted this as a ZAR file. So what you need to do, okay guys, if you are using this web interface, okay, like JSP file, so you need to paste your ZAR file here in lib folder. Okay, let me try with that. Build path, configure build path, add external ZAR, downloads. I'll have this MySQL 1 second. Yeah, there There is MySQL connector. Let me copy this. Okay, I'll just copy it and I'll just put in build path as well. Okay, now let me clear this console, refresh, any password, register, again the same error. We put it in the build path, okay, but we not paste it inside the library. So guys, we require to paste it inside your library. Okay, so we don't require it here. So let me remove it from build path. Okay, remove, apply. All right, I'll go back. Let me refresh. Okay, and let me clear this console as well. Any password, register, I'll get fine. It means now my database is there, guys. My not database. Ideally, I can see that my driver is found. All right. Now let me create a database. So we can create schema, test, apply, and then finish. Okay. So this is my schema. There I required a table. So let me create a table with the name user. All right. So just double click there. You'll get ID. So ID will go with primary key, not null, and then auto increment. Then we'll have name. Second field is password. Third field is address, ADDRESS. Okay, then zip. That you can change integer based on your requirement. Apply, finish. Now my table is created, you'll find. Okay, this is my table without any entry. Okay, so now let me insert data here. So first of all, we require a connection interface. So connection is in java.sql, that is there. This is reference. So driver manager dot get connection. Okay, guys, we require this third one, where we'll have string URL, username, and the password. We'll go with this. So what is my URL? I'm performing Java database connectivity with MySQL :/localhost:/3306. Now what is this? This is the address of my database. Now what is my database name? Test. Username is root for my database. Password is also root. That you can set as a connection factory, and after that you can call it on every page. That we can also. Okay, that I'll show you as well. Then we required statement, control space, statement interface inside java.sql, guys. Don't go with this. We need to go with this java.sql. Control space equals to connection dot, sorry, this is not a correct package. Connection dot create statement. That is the. Now you need to fire your query. If you are good with SQL, so you can directly type your query. If you are not good with SQL, so you can take help of this MySQL workbench. How, that I'll tell you as well. So what should be my query? Insert into table name. So what is my table name? My table name is user. Now what are my fields, guys? Just go with this. Okay. This, comma, this 4 field we'll have. So 4 times. First is name. Second is password. Third is address. And fourth is zip. And what should be your values? Your value is again inside a variable which is coming from the user. So just go with double plus. Okay. This is JSP. That will not shows you suggestion. Let me copy, paste. All right. So there we'll get first. What is the first name? That is UN. PWD, ADD, zip. So that I can put here inside this double plus. UN, PWD, zip, address. Okay. Now let me put a semicolon. Works fine. Now let me run this statement dot execute update. Whenever you are going to perform insert, update, and delete, so you'll go with this way. Otherwise, you can go with result set. Okay. If things works fine, So we can come back to response dot send redirect to my index page, index.html. Everything works fine. All right, so let me run this. I'll go with the user, which is first. Password is 1234. Location is, for example, Delhi. Zip is 111111. Let me click on register. Okay, it is coming back to this page. Maybe data is inserted into the database. How we can check? We just need to refresh this. There you will find first data. Now first data is there. Okay. Now I was telling you, if you don't know the query, then what you need to do? Just insert something like SSSS. Okay, click on this apply button. So you will get this query. Okay, that query you can copy and paste here in your Eclipse in this line. Let me put this in command. Okay, and now let me type string query equals to double quotes, paste this. And again, only one changes. Just replace this with your variable. That is un pwd zip address. Okay. Any changes? Of course, one semicolon required. Or now let me check. Will it works for us? This is second. 1 second. I'll come back to database and click cancel. Otherwise, this will reflect it. So let me revert this. Let me refresh this with the thunder button. Second password is 12345. Address is, for example, Noida. Zip is 20111. Register. Again, that is coming back to this page. Now refresh. Works fine. It means if you are not good with database, so you can take help from this GUI based interface. So this is about the login operation. Now, if user want to register with this respective login, so what user want to log in with this respective register page. So we can create a login page as well. What I'll do, I'll just copy this index, okay, and paste it here. And let me name it as login.html. I'll find this page. In this login, we don't require these two pages. Okay, we can go with this username, password, and log. And now let me redirect it to new page, which is log.jsp. That works for us, this log.jsp. Okay, so it means we also require this log.jsp. Let me copy this reg and paste it and named it as log.jsp. That will help us to log in. How it will going to help us? Let me check. Okay, this is my file. There we only require these two fields. Okay, so let me remove this. Done. Okay, we require this line, we require this line. We don't require this line, guys. Now, as of now, we don't require this line. Let me clear this, remove this. Okay, this as well. All right. Now, in this index page, let me provide an anchor tag ahref, which will redirect it to login.html as login page. All right. Now what happened? There I'll get a login option, which will redirected me to the username and the password. But that is forwarding me to log.jsp with two values, un and password. And that I need to match with my database. So how can we do this, guys? So there we'll have a login. So to log in, what you required again result set class. What that does, that will going to call all the process step by step. How? Now let me show you. Now I'll go with result set control space, that is java.sql. Any reference, I'll go with this set equals to statement dot execute query. So now there we'll go with query. What is my query? If you'll notice in my MySQL, this is my query, guys. Select star from this. So I can copy this and paste it here. But hold on. That test, this is the name of database which we had already mentioned there. So we don't require test here. So I can remove test from here. We only require this table name. That works for us. All right. Now we'll go with this while set dot next control space. So I can check this value that now we need to compare this. Okay. So if you can go with if as well, but what we required, we just required if set dot get string. Username is in which column? Username or name is in column number first or 2. Sorry, this is first, second, third. You can go with this column index or you can go with column name. This is your choice. I'm just going with the column index. This is name and then this is the password. So I'm just going with this 2. And we also need to match the password and set dot get string 3, guys. But we need to compare this with our value. So how we can do this? So where is your data? Your data is inside a variable which is un. So let me go with un dot equals control space. And in this equals, you can put this data first. That will going to compare your name with the respective the username which you entered and the username which is inside a database. And in the similar way, we'll go with pwd dot, let me give some space, equals, and this should be my object. What is my object? This one. If that works fine in my case, so what I'll do, let me take a variable that is integer flag. Most of the times we people go with this variable integer flag equals to 0. If I'll find this, so I can go with flag equals to 1, right? And let me come outside this while, and if flag double equals to 1, so what does it mean? It means my login is success. So we can redirect it to another file, that is response.send redirect, and that is welcome dot JSP. Like this file you can create, you can set session, you can do anything. Okay, else we'll go back to login.html back, because login does not work for us. Login.html. In this case, we can go back to this file. Okay, we don't require this operation now. Now looks fine. In case of any error, any exception, we can check there. All right. So now let me go with the wrong data. What is my username and password? First and 1 2 3 4. Let me copy. Okay, we don't have this welcome file. Once again, let me create this JSP, that is welcome. Once again, the spelling is not correct. Yeah, that is welcome. And there I'll give a message, welcome login success. Let me put it inside h2 tag. All right. Now I'll go with this first 1 2 3, for example, login. So that is remains on the same page. 1 2 3 4. In case of any error, that will not redirect it, but we'll got redirected. This is how you can perform your login operation and register operation. So there, what actually we are doing, we are just, let me maximize this. There we are storing the username and password which is coming from the login page. And after that, we are calling this section to compare the value. This section, this line compare the value. If I'm going to print there inside this, so like that will execute multiple times, which is not a correct approach. So we'll take a help of any variable you can go with boolean, anything. If you'll find that value got changes, it means your login is successful. and then that can forward you to the next page. This is about that how you can perform the login and registration. Okay, that's it guys. Thank you.